Op9live is back. We had a short hiatus. We went on break. We had a couple days off to get ourselves rewired, resituated. And today, Lit Tuesday, which we're trying to get started, by the way. Lit Tuesday. I want me to come in. I want Young Warrior to bring up the middle. And then I want IPC to finish out the night. It's a whole entire day of programming that you don't even have to worry about. And it's going to be lit. You know it's going to be lit. So, in honor of the first official Lit Tuesday in my part anyway, I've decided to do something ambitious. I've decided to go and make ramen. And I'm not talking about top ramen that comes out of a pack that's, super 48 cents or whatever. I'm talking about from scratch. Broth. The only thing we're not doing here is the noodles today, but we bought some great noodles at the Asian market today, and we're ready to go for that. But, yeah. We are ready to go. We're even going to cook our own pork belly. I'm going to show you how to do that today, too. Thickus, putting the thicks in the chat. We also got our emotes. We're going to get them submitted tonight. The rest of the emotes, which means you're going to get the little Op9live doozer down in the corner. And then you're also going to get the little Thickus doozer down in the other corners. So you're going to get both of those for Tier 2 and Tier 3. We haven't got them submitted yet, but we'll get them. Jeez, the last one we got submitted in we submitted it and then it was like a day or maybe 2 days. We got it run through real quick. So we're either extremely lucky or we got somebody on our side. But we're going to submit those tonight.
Or some awesome people doing our stuffs.
Absolutely. First things first, we're going to have to get this pork belly seared off. So I'm going to season it and then sear it, and then we're going to cook it in the oven. Now we got to cook it in the oven, I'm going to say we'll just start off at 350. I got my Logitech gear on today. Logitech actually has a satellite station out here in Vancouver, Washington. Not exactly the most glamorous of places to be, but they got one.
Oh, they have one here, really?
Yeah. It's just an office, like a satellite office, but.
Where are we headed to first, Doc?
So we're gonna go over to the oven over here, and I'm gonna start getting that pork belly going for you. So we went to the Asian market, Soria Asian market, and we got ourselves some pork belly. You can tell it's from an Asian market because that's how they spell belly. Bellie. Belly. I spell it with a Y. Anyway, we're going to season this, and then we're going to do something really strange, which you guys are definitely not going to see coming. But you can see, at least on this side, this is exactly what we're looking for. It's got a nice fat cap on the top, and then a good base of meat on the bottom. Giphy Gaming is blowing us up right now. He's like, I don't talk like this really slow about my stuff.
She doesn't talk like that at all.
Yeah, she does.
No, she doesn't.
Okay. Oh, I'm going to have to get that thought out. I didn't think about that. We got some fish cakes, too, if you're into that. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to season this with adobo because I know it's not traditional, but I think for pork, the Puerto Ricans have it right in the seasoning department. Hey, what's up? There we are. Longwell Art in the chat, as well as Dr. Indiana Jones.
Oh.
Two of my faves.
Hi, Longwell and Dr. Jones.
Two of the cookie recipients. How did you guys like the cookies? I know everybody didn't get the same package. We had to send out what we had and what we could. I know that Indy got some of those peppermint patties, and he said they were like his favorite or something like that.
Yeah. I wanted to send out more peppermint patties, but I'll be honest with you guys, those take a long, like, it takes a minute to make those, and it was my first time making them, and I'm trying to kind of perfect my recipe, so to speak. And what that means is I'm trying to learn how to make candy.
I hope everybody's holiday season's going pretty nice. I heard a reading. I heard a reading on Christmas Eve of the night before Christmas from Dr. Indiana Jones himself. And that was pretty fun. And we had him doing voices and stuff, man. He was rolling with it. We had him doing all the different voices.
I missed it.
Thekus missed it. She was sleeping.
I had to go to work on Christmas.
Yeah, she's worked Christmas Day. I'm adding just a tiny bit of liquid smoke to it, just 1 or 2 drops. Because, I mean, obviously you want your pork to be smoked in this situation, but unless you have a smoker and a lot of time on your hands, or, I mean, you can even do it in here, but we just don't have that kind of time. Because it's going to take us about 3.5 hours just to cook this pork. So I'm going to put it fat side down right onto the pan. And I'm not worried about oil because we're messing with pork belly, which is pretty damn fatty all in itself. She sure did. Got that 1.5 too. Mint chocolate chip cookies rocked. Longwell. I got to tell you guys something. Honestly, that was all Thekus. Thekus did all of the cookies this year. I didn't even mess with it.
Well, he did the icing.
She stayed up late to do it. I did the decorations. But she did all the baking. It's pretty impressive. I'm looking for a sear on this. We're going to get a sear on both sides real quick. And then we're going to go ahead and get that in the oven. We're going to get it foiled and put in the oven so that it can go the entire time we're doing this on our show. We can have our pork cooking because, you know, it's supposed to be slow braised. But everything over here I have, you guys can't really see it too well, but everything over there on the counter, that's all we're going to be using for the broth and everything. And I'm actually going to be using a Hakka miso. So as ramen goes, there are different schools of which ones are the best, right? So we should watch the VOD of the reading. Yeah, we definitely will. But, so there are different schools of ramen. The one that we're doing today is it's basically the same broth, right? We have this, it's called a dashi. And the dashi is made, we're actually going to do it today. It's made with a thing called katsuobushi. Katsuobushi is basically this dried bonito fish. And then they shave it off super duper thin. And you get a product like this. We'll unbox it for you. We'll open it right now. So, this is like per, I think it makes a quart or 2 quarts or whatever. But it's these super fine fish shavings. It looks like fish sawdust. But so that is the base for all of the ramens that you've ever eaten. And then it just comes down to what you're actually going to salt it with. Shio ramen is salted with plain salt. shoyu ramen is salted with soy sauce. The word in Japanese for soy sauce is shoyu. And then there's the one that we're going to be doing today, which is called miso shoyu. And that is salted with miso base. So we got ourselves a miso base. And I picked the red miso base because I like the depth of it. White miso is much more fine. It's a little bit sweeter. But I like the depth of this, and I'm kind of feeling a little bit under the weather lately, so I wanted to eat something like this, which is sort of the selfish reason why we're making this today. But so, of all the different kinds of ramen, we decided to go with the shio. You know, this isn't working out very well. We might actually need to put some. This fat is just not coming out. So we're going to have to add some fat to the pan. And let's see, what's the best? Let's do a little bit of seasoned sesame, toasted sesame oil. Just a little drop, enough to get it going.
Just a little drop and you squirt it in.
Well, yeah. I mean, as oil goes, that's not a bunch of oil.
Just a drop.
That's not a bunch of oil, trust me.
I know it's not. It's just funny. You're like, just a drop.
What was that? Oh, the oven. So yeah. Next, we got the pork cooking just to get a good sear on it. Next, we're gonna need to start building that broth. And we're gonna build a ton of it because you can actually take this broth and you can freeze it. You can freeze it into little ice cubes. You can freeze it into whatever you want. And then whenever you want ramen, you can literally use this amazing broth instead of those little packets that you get. Let's see. Where did that big pot go? Where did we end up stowing that thing?
Which one?
The biggest one we got.
The biggest one? Oh, that's hidden.
So yeah, we gotta get a big old pot. Biggest one we can find. Now the cool thing about stock is that you don't really have to worry about your knife cuts being perfect. You don't really have to worry about peeling stuff because we're gonna drain this all out. So we're gonna strain all of the little bits out. And we don't have to worry so much about what they look like because it's not gonna be in the finished product. So I got some ginger over here. Deacus is cleaning off the pan. What's up, Marilyn?
Hi, Marilyn.
What's up? Welcome to Lit Tuesday.
Merry Christmas to you, Marilyn.
Merry Christmas. All right, so we flipped it. We got a nice little sear on that one side.
Sorry, I'm making a lot of noise.
Okay. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So we got a nice little sear on one side now. That was actually quick. And then we're gonna sear it off on the side that counts the most, of course, which is the face side.
It got me.
Yeah, be careful. It won't get you.
Ah!
She's popping. Deacus is in the line of fire.
Friendly fire, friendly fire.
I am making ramen from scratch.
Like from flour scratch? Well,
Okay, now the noodles, that's in a completely different show. But I am going to be making the broth from scratch. And I'll be doing all of the toppings and ingredients from scratch. So I'm going to be doing my own pork belly. I'm going to be doing my own broth. I'm going to be doing my own eggs. But yeah, the noodles themselves, that's a whole different show.
What's going on there?
Yeah, right on the back.
The back one?
Yep. Yeah, that's a whole nother show there. So I'm going to get a fairly good amount of ginger. I got my biggest pot that got washed out by Thekus for us to use. And in the pot, I'm going to put in all of the katsuobushi. So we drop in all the katsuobushi first. And remember, these ones are individually wrapped, so like I don't know why they would individually wrap them, to be honest. I guess it's so you can make smaller amounts, but basically this is fish food. It's what it smells like, what it tastes like. Actually, you could probably serve this to fish, and I think they wouldn't mind. Mike may need a little adjustment. Can't hear you too clearly. Can we up the volume tad on that?
It's at max now.
Oh, okay. How are we sounding? We sound better now?
I'm guessing it's probably on the Yeti.
I mean, the only thing that's on the Yeti is gain, so. Turn the gain up a little bit. There we go. Thank you very much, Marilyn.
Thank you for letting us know, Marilyn.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
I gotta flip this over and see where we're at. Be very careful, don't want to splash yourself. I think that looks good on that side. You gotta flip it on this side a little bit. Get a little sear on that. Now the reason why I'm searing it on all sides is because that helps to keep the juices in. So you're not gonna get a dried out piece of meat. But honestly, you don't really have to worry about that so much with pork belly because pork belly is basically just fat. This one's actually got a nice bit of meat in it. Now I'm going to do something that you guys probably did not see coming. This is a trick that we use at work actually a lot. And it's a trick I've heard of used a couple of times. We're going to use an ingredient to braise this pork belly in that most people don't. That's right, Dr. Pepper. All the different flavors in the Dr. Pepper, as well as how much sugar is in it, basically makes a nice caramelization on the outside of the meat, and it infuses it with a lot of those flavors. I'm going to add a little bit of it to the pan that I was just using. So that's going to get all of the flavors up off of this pan, and we're just going to dump it right into the baking sheet. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this one, this pork belly is going to bake for a long time. So I'm gonna get up all the little bits off of it. I'm gonna pour that over the top. And then I'm gonna pour a little bit more of it in there in the bottom and just let it, I'll coat it with the aluminum foil. And then I'll just let it go in the oven. But yeah, most people don't expect the Dr. Pepper. Yeah, we're gonna bake it off nice and slow, so we got kind of a roasted flavor to it. Because in ramen, most of the time it's actually either slow braised or preferably smoked. But since we just don't have that kind of time today, we're going to end up braising it. So this is the second best option. Alright, I got all my bonito in there now. Let me add a little bit of soy to that.
We can see what you're doing.
Oh yeah. Let me try to move it over here. There, now you can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm going to open up this dark soy. My preference on dark soy is the Pearl River Bridge brand. But if you can't find that in your store, any dark soy should do. It's got this plastic on it that I can never get off. of the old Reynolds wrap over the top. Yeah, so the pork belly is going to come out kind of sweet and savory, and it's going to add a cool extra flavor to the red miso base that we have. So if you didn't hear before, we're actually going to be doing aka miso today, which is the red miso version of miso ramen. Yeah, that's Thekus's little doozer over there. I don't think she's on that one, is she?
Not on the plane right now.
Yeah, we got Thekus's doozer in that. You gotta see that being made, Marilyn. You were in on that one. So we're gonna just pop that in at 350, and now I can work more on my broth. So we're basically gonna be doing like, you know, just like if we were to make a stock, but I want subtle flavors in a ramen broth. As far as alliums go, so I'm gonna use leeks. Of course, I'm gonna throw my ginger in. We got the cutting board going over here, so. So I got my ginger that I chopped up. Have that going in there. Now we're gonna take down these leeks. Basically, the only reason I'm cutting these open is because I want to make sure. So the only reason I'm cutting those open is because I'm going to make sure that they don't have a bunch of dirt in them. Because sometimes leeks can get pretty dirty. So I'll take off the dirty root part. And I'll slice it down the middle to make sure that there's not a whole bunch of dirt inside. And this one looks pretty darn clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop that into a nice little handleable piece, and I'm going to plop it right into the broth that we're going to make. And then I'm going to continue to do that for the rest of the bits. See, this one's dirty, so we're going to have to clean that one out. And I bet you this one's probably going to be dirty too. Yep, a little bit of dirt in there. Now the dirt isn't going to hurt you by any means, but the clearer we can make the broth, the better. So leeks and other produce in the United States gets washed thoroughly during its production. So as soon as they pull it out of the ground, it goes through an pretty intense washing process. And it still ends up dirty sometimes. There are some people who are really like scared of it, like some people are really scared that their produce is going to be dirty or whatever, and they have this stuff here that's called vegetable wash. I don't even know what the hell it's made out of, but it's like a specific special thing for people who are afraid of dirty vegetables.
That is glaring horribly.
What is glaring? Stop getting so crazy.
That is.
Thekus is getting crazy again.
It's kind of hard for me to watch your stuff if it's hurting my eyes.
Okay. So, the other thing that we put in there is kombu. And kombu is kelp. Our particular kelp that we're going to be using is actually in strips. Now, most of the time when people make ramen, they have one large strip of kelp. But the price for us was just like ridiculous. So we ended up getting this strip stuff, which is going to work just as well. Same flavors. It actually might work better, honestly. So, this white residue on the outside of the kelp, it's actually iodine. Among other things. There's some salt in there, but there's also iodine. So kombu or kelp is actually high in natural iodine, which is good. It's a good thing. So we're gonna throw in, gosh, hell, we'll throw it all in. A lot of people back in the day, you know, people actually get too much iodine sometimes nowadays because they iodize table salt, which is another reason why I don't like using table salt or iodized salt, because we tend to get too much iodine in our diet. Iodine is not one of those things where it's like you need a ton of it, but you do need some. So yes, natural iodine coming out of our kombu. All these things are going to help me to feel better because I'm feeling a little under the weather. I'm feeling like I might be getting a little bit sick. So I'm going to make this delicious stock today. Next thing we got to add, and we got to add a ton of it, is dried shiitake mushrooms. Now, these are the larger ones that we got sliced. Price comparison was quite a bit because, I mean, obviously what I've used before and what I would like to use is the full dried mushroom. You know, the whole little cap. But the price difference was huge on it. So we ended up going with the bigger ones. And really the only difference is that these ones have been allowed to grow bigger. They've just grown larger and they put them into slices instead of having the whole cap. See, this one right here is actually a whole cap still. I'm gonna put all of them in there. I want this broth to be like, yeah, no. Yeah, I'm terrible when I'm sick, man. Whew. I'm a big baby when I'm sick. All right. Shiitake mushroom is yummy. We gotta get our silica gel package out of there. Oh, dude, you have no idea. I don't get sick very often, but when I do, oh, it's bad. So now it's all water. That thing is so loud. The sound effects.
What was that?
So we gotta... I must admit that I like sounds. Like any kind of sounds. So we actually... I saw this thing for $5 at Walmart. It was the last $5 I had in my pocket. And I had to buy it. And it's just little, like, noises. Just little, like, cartoon noises. And the one that she played was the crying baby. But yeah, it's just like a... It's just a noisemaker. It makes little cartoon noises. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys, he tortures me with these things.
Yeah, I have a couple of them.
And we'll be like getting...
That sounds cool. I want that one.
I had one that yelled GG.
GG. GG. Wrecked. One that says wrecked.
My sister stole it. It's now in her room. Longwell says they've been hiding stuff from us. Got a package hidden under the counter.
All right. So now I got the water in there. We'll go over to the stove. Got the water in there. Got the katsuobushi leeks, shiitake mushrooms, fresh ginger. Now it's time for us to get that simmering.
I don't know, is there a way to get a better angle on that?
Nope, that's the best angle. That's about as close as I can get it. But I can show you what it looks like for a second. So that's what it looks like in the oven. Or on top of the thing. So then we're just gonna pop that on there and start simmering it. So I actually wanted to make another dish that I like to. It's like probably one of my favorite Japanese dishes, and it's a real quick little one, and it's called katsudon. So katsudon is a donburi, or it's in the donburi family, and donburi basically means anything that is like a rice bowl. So donburi means rice bowl, and so I'm going to be doing a donburi, which is katsu, which is a pork that is coated with an egg wash and then breadcrumbs, and then it's fried. And then I'm actually going to be doing katsudon, which is you then take a sauce made of mirin, and it's made of sake and sometimes a tiny bit of vinegar. So then we take finely cut onions, and we're going to reduce that sauce down, and then we'll put our pork in there, and we'll put the egg over the top, and it's all going to come together. Now I'm going to show you how to do that one next, because right now the stuff that we're using on our ramen is going to take a while. So we're going to let that work, and I'm going to show you how to do this. Oh yeah, it's delicious. Even Thekus loves it. I don't think I'm going to pull out yeah, I'm not going to pull out the fryer today.
No fryer today. That's all.
Fuck it. Let's use the fryer. I'll use the fryer, okay.
He wants to use the fryer.
What's left of my little sake there? So the sauce is going to be made à la minute, which, as we know, is in French. Basically, it means on the spot. It means, you know, like in a minute, but it means on the spot. We're going to be doing it right before we need it. I'm going to chop up a couple of green onions for it. We'll pull out the fryer so that we can get that going. It's kind of a trick getting it out of here. Can't wait until we get a bigger kitchen. I'm glad everybody got their cookies, man. We actually just sent out IPC's today. We got him a nice fresh batch of cookies, and we just sent it out before we went on there. So it should be headed there, and it should be at IPC's doorstep in a couple days. And then he'll be able to enjoy cookies too.
Cookies!
He got a big batch of those mint chocolate chip ones, the one that Longwell likes so much. Pop in my deep fryer. I love this deep fryer, man. Best gift ever. All right, so the deep fryer is on and working. I'm gonna cut some stuff up. Yeah, I'm glad, you know, Thekus did a great job on that. I don't have a whole lot of cookie experience. I'm not much of a baker. We pay people to be good bakers.
Appreciate your bakers.
nice, fresh green onions. If you ever ask me what the best part about living in the United States of America is, I will tell you that we can get fresh spring onions in the dead of winter.
Is that really the greatest thing?
The greatest thing about being an American is year-round great produce.
Yeah.
We got regions all over the United States that can cook or that can produce things all year round.
That's true. California, we thank you. Although apparently you can't get your mail around in a reasonable time.
Yeah, that's the difference, because like you go to other places in the world and it's all year round for them because they have nice weather all year round. Yeah, they have nice. You guys have nice weather all year round. Well, not all year round, but you got a lot of nice weather. Up here in the Pacific Northwest, it rains at least 6 months a year.
Oh, okay. Hold on a sec.
What?
I need to switch cameras to do something real quick.
Okay.
There's actually something on this camera.
Grandma planted it. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had time to do a garden. Living in this, like, wow, it is cold. Even the fryer oil's cloudy. But yeah, I wish we lived in a bigger place just so that we could do our own garden. 'Cause we got a tiny little place out front there, but the soil's not very good. So it's not like we can really plant our own stuff in this apartment. All right, so we got that little green onions taken care of. And I'm going to show you guys
Yeah, exactly, Longwell. Actually, as I was looking at the camera, it's got a little flower on top of it too.
yeah.
Yeah, it had a big old fingerprint in it, so it was like when I was looking at it in OBS, your green onions were all like fuzzy.
Huh.
I was like, why is it fuzzy?
Yeah. Okay, I completely forgot what I was going to do. Oh yeah, egg wash.
Yeah. By the way, Longwell, how was your stream earlier today? I saw that you went on, but I was at work, so I didn't get an opportunity to stop in.
Yeah, it can get messy up in here from time to time. Start out with 2 eggs for our egg wash. I don't think we're going to need much more. We're not actually going to be doing a whole lot of katsudon because we got to eat all this stuff. So. I also got to get rice on. Nope, sorry about that. That mic is super sensitive on some things, and I have a feeling that was probably pretty loud. That's awesome, Longwell. We average about 7 as well. Sorry about that. It's so hard. This whole kitchen is wired. There's wires going everywhere. We've actually done a fairly good job to not show the wires. I mean, you can see one over there.
Whoa,
and that's
now we
the
can't
mic.
even see you.
You can. You're just on a delay. What happened? I had to close the thing a little bit.
Oh, okay.
I had to get into that thing.
No, in OBS it was kind of weird too. Okay, we're good now.
So yeah. So all of the all the wires and stuff in here, and everything that I have, you can't see anything on this side of the kitchen because everything that I have looks like this. I've got stuff hanging off of every one of my cupboards over on the other side. So whenever I got to get into a cupboard, I got to like maneuver things around to not move the cameras. But it's just the way the place was made, you know. We just gotta, we gotta work with what we got. We're gonna improvise, adapt, and overcome. Well, if you're at less than a month and you already have 100 followers, you're doing pretty good. You're doing excellent, actually. We're just over a month, and we're doing about the same numbers, I'd say.
You currently have 106 followers?
We're at 106, so we're doing great. All right. Well, I also got to get that going. We'll do 1 cup of rice. Well, we've been going a little bit longer than you have. Don't worry, man. You'll get it. And especially, it's all about networking. That's the important thing about what we're doing here. I had something like 40 followers before I even did my first stream, and it was all about talking about the stream and what people wanted and hanging out in other people's chats, kind of like you're doing right now. You know, so yeah, the networking is actually what helps the most. And getting with like-minded people, you know, other people who are creative like you, like IPC, like me. Getting with other creative people, brainstorming, things like that. Just gonna wash my rice. I'm using a Calrose, which is using Kokuho Rose. Is that bag made of? It's an interesting bag. Yeah, Kokuho Rose. Kokuho Roses. Yeah, if you're from California or anywhere on this side of the world, Kokuho Rose used to have like this commercial. And that was their little jingle. Kokuho Roses. Alright. So Japanese rice is a little bit more starchy than other rices. You definitely want to make sure you get it nice and washed. We've gone over it a couple times, but there were actually some Japanese studies that suggested that unwashed rice contributed to colon cancer. So you want to make sure that your rice runs really well and you get all the excess starch out of there. That the pork belly in there smells a lot like candied yams. Like I can already smell it coming out of the oven, and it smells good. What you whining about? I'm gonna grab my pork. I couldn't resist. I mean, perfectly good pork for $1.73. Couldn't resist. We'll do that tonight. Yeah, buddy, give me a sec.
Yeah, I got it. Just, I'm not gonna be able to transition anything for a minute.
Okay. That's alright, it's on triple. Alright. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We're doing ramen tonight, buddy. We're making the broth from scratch with all the natural ingredients. Right now I'm making katsudon, which is one of my favorite Japanese dishes. It's a pork dish. There's way too much water to that, so I'm going to have to add another egg. Yeah, buddy. We make pretty darn good ramen here over at the agency. It's kind of become like a craze, I guess.
Kiva.
Over here in Portland, or in the Portland area. Nice. Get tipsy. That's awesome. Welcome. Yeah, it's kind of become a craze over here in the Pacific Northwest. It seems like there's a new ramen shop opening like every other month. There's another ramen shop opening out here.
Although there is a fantastic one that you brought me to that one time.
Boxer?
Boxer ramen, yeah.
Yeah, Boxer's pretty good. All right. Got that. Oh, we're gonna need another onion. Oops, got a little egg there. There goes my fork into the mix. Get out of there, you. All right, so need to chop up a little bit of onion there.
Coming to check on the food. I like looking at things.
All right. Let me try and show you this work. Okay.
It's not too crazy in the middle of New York. Why not? Why not?
In the middle of New York.
New York City.
New York State.
New York State. I know.
In New York City.
I was thinking of the. I say New York City because I always think of the. What was that like old salsa commercial or something? Sauce or something. I don't know.
There's a dude in New York. I think he's still in New York. Named Alan Arkin. That guy is a ramen master. He actually went to Japan. This guy, the balls on this guy. He's a New York fine dining chef. And he goes to Japan and opens up a ramen restaurant. And he kills it. Kills it. Thekus is a Manhattan girl herself.
Yes. I was actually just talking to Op today about the wonders of a proper public transportation system. And I was trying to explain that I need to take him to New York.
I don't want to go to New York. New York's loud, and it's got lots of cars, and people are always honking at each other. People are like, "Hey, I'm walking in!" You know, they're always saying crazy shit like that. I don't want to go.
Is that what you just imagine, that New York is just full of people just screaming, "Hey, we're walking
Hey,
here"?
I'm walking here! Yeah, that's what I imagine. It's all just like old taxi cabs honking at each other.
Yes, I am from New York. Well, I'm like off and on, honestly, because my grandparents immigrated in like 52 or something, and they've had the same apartment in Manhattan since then, and so I've kind of lived there off and on my whole life, and we still have an apartment, and we go down there and we have fun.
Yeah, how much do they pay for that apartment?
Well, that apartment is on rent control. And the ironic part, actually the funny part about it was that the apartment complex, or the people who own the building, tried to force my grandparents out of the apartment. And when they went to court, the judge actually was upset at the company for doing that, so they actually lowered her rent control. So she pays, I'm not going to tell you because it's ridiculous, but yeah.
Let's just say that she's still paying the same amount that she paid in 1953 for an apartment in downtown Manhattan.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can imagine.
No, I absolutely love the transportation. I love the fact that I don't need a car in New York. I do love that. I love that I can buy a card and I can pay like $20 a week, and there's my subway, there's my bus, there's everything I need.
Alright guys, so I've added a little bit of cornstarch to this. Just kind of lightly coated our pork with the cornstarch. That's going to make it a little sticky. And I want it to be sticky. I'm going to drop it into the egg. The reason why I want it to be sticky is because I want it to pick up all of the breadcrumbs, as much of it as it can. No, she really isn't.
I mean, like, I'm pretty sure our, like, electric bill this month will probably be more than her rent.
I know, right?
No.
Wasn't she always talking about how she knows J-Lo and shit?
She does. She does. Actually, J-Lo is, what it was is that my uncle used to DJ at a club that J-Lo used to go to. So he became friends with J-Lo, and yeah, my grandma knows J-Lo now.
Dude.
Like, my sister was actually, for Mark Anthony, was actually supposed to be on his, or was flown out with my mother to do photos for a cover that he was gonna do for a concept album, where it was like family and friends and stuff, but it never got put out. So.
Yeah, man.
Ask my mom about it sometime.
They're old New York hookups. That's a lot of broth we're making, man. It's still not boiling yet. Yeah, her grandma's a trip, though. All right, I got them nice and breaded. Now, you're gonna notice if you're got keen eyes and you know a lot about food, you're gonna notice that panko looks a little weird. And the reason is, when I went to store it, I didn't have a. When I went to store it, I didn't have enough storage space for both the breadcrumbs and the panko, so I mixed them together. They're both breadcrumbs, but one of them is Japanese breadcrumbs, which is a much thicker, more coarse one. All right, the oil's ready to go. You're not going to be able to see me fry these, unfortunately, but you can probably hear it. I'm going to drop those right into the oil. These ones are big enough to where I can only get one in at a time in my little fryer. The funny thing I noticed about this meal and so many other ones is that, like, the pork cutlet is like international. Germans basically call this schnitzel. There are other versions of it, like, all over the world. It's basically the same thing.
There's some sort of breaded chicken product that's baked in some sort of fat.
Breaded chicken, breaded pork.
Fried.
Deep fried.
Deep fried in some sort of fat.
We probably should have changed this oil before. It's going to get a little dark.
Yeah, that's the only thing with that thing is that I'm so used to using commercial fryers
Yeah.
that sometimes, like, because, like, the cleaning and everything isn't the same, it's like it's almost like a non-register for having to filter it sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think about it because I'm not about ready to whip out a huge machine and some
And it's got it filters pretty well too. It's not like it's hard to clean. It's just you don't.
Sometimes we forget to.
All right. Tiniest bit of oil into the pan. Whoa.
Well, that too, and the other thing I was gonna say was the commercial ones take longer to get. So when I'm thinking about, like, oh, I only use it one time,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think about it.
I'm gonna put my onions that we shaved really nice with the knife earlier. Put those in there and get a little bit of color on that. Actually, let's take a little bit out. We're gonna be doing this in 2 different batches. What are you doing? He's having fun over there tonight.
I was moving the little doozer out of the way so it wasn't, like, right in the middle of your onion pan.
Yeah, dude. The doozers.
Now they're just chilling in the mushroom in the stock.
Yep. Man.
What?
This broth, it's starting to simmer now. And I shit you not, it smells, for better or worse, Degas probably wouldn't like it, but it smells just like the ocean. It smells like ocean breeze.
Why would you say that I don't like ocean breeze?
Well, I mean, in your food?
That's like my favoriteest, one of my favoriteest scent at the Yankee Candle Shop. It's
That's-
right next to oh God, oh Lord, it's a fire.
Oh, Jesus, it's a fire.
Oh gosh, what was the other scent we came up with?
So when you pull out anything out of the fryer, you obviously want to do a little bit of salt. There it is. Sea salt. Just a quick dash. And what that's going to do is that's going to kind of suck out some of the grease that's in the protein.
So if you pour salt, is that why you pour salt on it?
Yeah, well, you want.
I thought it was because it was the best time to attach the salt to it because it made it taste better.
That is true as well, but the reason why is because the salt attracts moisture.
Right.
So it also attracts the grease that's on the outside of it. So it's going to help to keep it crispy, but it's also going to adhere the salt to it because the salt then melts. You can't melt salt. If I were to put salt on a pan right now, it wouldn't melt at all because there's no moisture.
Oh.
It's a rock. Salt is 100% mineral. So it doesn't melt. Well, it probably melts, but at a ridiculous temperature. I'm going to add my mirin in now, but the onions got a little bit of char on them. And just a tiny bit of sake. Just a little touch. I don't need a whole bunch. I'm talking like maybe a tablespoon at most.
And then he passes the sake to me.
You don't need no sake.
I think we should take a poll. Should Op give me the sake?
If you want to party, we'll go get you that bourbon over there.
The bourbon? You mean the Jack?
Yeah.
Do we have bourbon in the house?
Jack Daniels is bourbon.
Oh, is it bourbon? I
Yeah.
thought it was whiskey.
Same. Bourbon is whiskey. There are two different kinds of whiskey.
What?
There's Scotch whiskey and bourbon whiskey.
Really?
Yeah.
I just have my mind blown right now.
Oh,
See, you can tell I'm not a drinker, you guys.
I'm not either. I had to learn it, you know.
Yeah, you had to go to fancy
I have to learn it first for cooking school.
cooking. Did they teach you how to put? Oh, I guess that would be serving.
I did have to learn to serve as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's part of the course. Oh yeah. Katsudon is awesome to me because it's quick.
Okay, you should put that into the camera more.
I'm already like minutes from completing this first dish. I'm letting the sauce reduce now. I don't want it to reduce all the way, but I want it to reduce a little bit so that the sweetness in the mirin is sweetened sake, sweetened cooking wine. So I want it to reduce just enough so that the sweetness comes out. And I don't want it to reduce all the way, but I'm going to continue to do some other things. So I don't want to let that reduce down to nothing. What else was I going to do? Oh, got to add a tiny bit of soy sauce. Pop that in, add just a dash of soy sauce. And I need to check my rice in the back, which looks like it's just about done. Oh yeah, that's done. Take that off the heat. Now this smells like the ocean in the way that an oyster does. Yes. This.
Oh, this thing. I was like, the katsu? It smells like oil.
Yes, it does too.
I'm such a dork.
Don't get in there too deep.
I'm not.
But yeah, it smells very like fresh ocean, you know?
Actually, that smells amazing.
See, Thikas has actually changed quite a bit in the time that I've known her. She's gotten a little...
It does smell like the ocean.
Yep.
I'm just gonna sit here and smell it, guys.
She's kind of learned to appreciate food a little bit more since she's been here. She used to be a bagel bites and pizza type of person.
I love my bagel.
That was about it.
Make fun of my bagel bites.
I would never make fun of bagel bites. All right.
In fact, did you guys know I'm the only person to ever spit his food out?
That is true. The only person to ever spit out my food was Thikas.
He made me tofu on the first day I moved out here. And I can't do tofu. Well, I can do tofu now, but before I couldn't because it's a texture thing.
All right. So this is where we start to get serious.
Dun, dun, dun.
The time that we do this is very important. I'm actually going to do it the original way. There's always a chance the person that you're serving it to is not going to like raw egg yolk, and that's a thing you might have to deal with. But today I'm going to do it in that way because it looks prettier. So I'm going to kind of open up little slots where the katsudon is. You see I've just dropped it right into the sauce. And then I'm literally going to crack an egg right over the top of that food. And the steam that comes up from between the steam that comes up from between the pork is actually going to cook that egg. And you can watch it already starting to cook. And it'll leave the yolk completely open. So what that's going to do is not only is the egg that's cooking beneath there going to get the taste from the sauce, but the egg yolk is going to stay intact so that when I want to put it in the bowl, it's literally just going to drop down into the rice and cook itself in the rice. And it's a special texture and a special flavor altogether. A lot of American people don't appreciate that as much as they should.
I've never actually had it this way before.
No, I usually do it scrambled for you because, you know.
Because I'm a 2-year-old.
Kinda.
Yeah, that's true.
Pop the lid on that just to get the top, the egg whites cooked a little bit. Because even I think uncooked egg whites is a little bit gross. We'll grab one of our dragon bowls. Pop some rice into it. The hard part is getting it out of the pan without breaking the egg yolk. But you can see the sauce has reduced into the pork. And it leaves this really dark, it's not really dark, it's kind of an amber color. And all of those delicious onions are all caramelized in the sauce. So we got the caramelized onions there. We got the egg yolk. And we're going to take it and we're just going to top it with a good amount of the green onion. And I actually like to do grab a sheet of nori.
And for those of you who are looking at this like, wait a minute, this isn't ramen. That's cooking right now. This is kind of something in between.
Yeah, I'm doing a donburi right here that I like to do. I actually like to eat it for breakfast, honestly, but... And there you have it. That is katsudon. And let me tell you, there's no better way to do it. Don't get fooled. This is restaurant quality katsudon.
Put it under the camera again. Like, stop it for a sec. Because it wasn't focusing, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So then I'm going to take it... Well, shit. I'm just going to picture it like that.
Are you taking a picture of it?
I'm taking a picture of it. I need to start doing this for my stupid Instagram.
True.
So, unfortunately, I'm a fucking old man and I don't know how to work Instagram at all.
That's why I got that program for you. I just have to link the accounts.
I just want to take a picture. Jeez. What is this? What is this? I don't know what that is. Why can't I just take a damn picture?
In the meantime,
I think I got it. Yeah, I did. That's a nice picture.
ooh, that is a good picture. You guys, you did a good job on that one.
I can take some pictures of some food.
You can do the food porn.
Okay. Katsudon. Share. Now, Marilyn should hopefully be able to see that one. She was having some trouble on there. And now that time of day has come. The time has come for Thegas to try out her new green monkey chopsticks.
Oh man, Longwell, you don't know this. Op was born 65.
Huh? You know, it's weird. I never used to have a problem with it. Facebook, Instagram, MySpace, all that stuff. I was up. And then all of a sudden, maybe I don't have the patience anymore to learn new stuff, but it seems like they're always changing it.
Woo! You show him my monkey tongue?
I did. Those are Thegas' special chopsticks. Because she's still a chopstick rookie.
Oh, I can use it without the trainer.
I know you can, but it's easier for you to use it with it.
You see how he puts that, you guys? but it's easier for you to use it with it. Like, you see how he subtly slides that one in?
Well, you know. Some people just don't know what's good for them.
I like it because they're cute. Ah, the camera!
Ah, the camera. I'm back.
Like, where'd you go? Oh,
Okay,
I went to the wrong one.
so I'm gonna do this. Hey, what up, alchemist? You see that one, Marilyn?
I did the wrong. Two
I'm
times.
back. I'm glad you can see.
Hi, alchemist.
It's good to see you, alchemist. We're back. We had a couple of days off. It was good. We kind of kicked around some ideas for the next year of how to make the agency even better. Because we can't rest. Oh no. So that's katsudon, Marilyn. One of my very favorite Japanese dishes. I'm gonna make it again so that I can eat it.
You should have this one.
Oh, that's for you. You don't have to eat it all. Oh, you want that one? You want yours scrambled?
No, it's fine.
Because I can scramble yours if you want.
No. I'm a big girl now.
I want the grown-up food.
I want the grown-up food. Yeah. That's right. I want my grown-up food with my green monkey chopsticks.
It's good stuff. Let me tell you. That's absolutely my favorite Japanese dish. Trust me, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of Japanese food. I'm a sort of a student of Japanese food, if you will. I have done lots of research on it and have made all different kinds of Japanese food. Katsudon's always been my favorite. At one point in my life, I actually used to eat this every morning for breakfast. But that was at a point in my life where I was also running up to 12 miles a day. Yeah, your operative isn't running that much anymore. Not these days.
This was all before I knew him, you guys.
It's pretty much
like a whole different person he speaks of sometimes.
It's pretty much Thekus' fault.
My fault.
Yeah.
So, why don't you let people know what's going on with the ramen at the moment?
Oh,
and what you're doing and what's going on.
Yeah, we got a couple of new folks in here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm making two Japanese dishes right now. The first one being the ramen, which was on the cover, of course. And I've got all of the ingredients in this pot, which I am now slow simmering to make what is known as dashi. And dashi is the basis for many Japanese dishes, but most importantly, ramen. So it's got leeks, it's got seaweed, and fresh ginger, and shiitake mushrooms, and the katsuobushi, which is a very fine, almost sawdust-like fish flake made from bonito. And you can see it's starting to sink now, so it's already getting to the point where it could start to become ramen.
Alchemist, no hashtags blame Thekus. No.
I blame Thekus. Hashtag
No.
blame Thekus. I like it. I'm on board.
No.
That's good thinking. Thekus, how is that?
It's fantastic.
Thekus loves katsudon. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and work on that more, Marilyn. I'm just so bad with social media.
These are my green chopsticks that he keeps making fun of me for. I just think they're adorable, and I want to use them. But anyways, back over to him.
Back over to what that guy's doing. Alright. Yeah, I'm just so bad with social media. Like, I guess I don't have the patience for it, but it seems like every time I always forget. And I gotta stop forgetting. That's a New Year's resolution. I gotta stop forgetting to upload my pictures onto Instagram, at least.
Actually, I have a whole bunch of photos that we have been collecting over the years of different foodstuffs that you have made.
That's good.
And I plan on getting them up there.
My egg fell off. I gotta get it back up there.
Oh no!
You get back on there. Back on the raft, you. He just doesn't want to go up there. There we go. Ah, it broke. Figures.
That's okay. You can have the rest of this one if you want. If you want the.
Oh, it's open. Oh, for sure. Anything that IPC wants, from us, IPC gets. He's like Big Brother. We respect him immensely around here. Yeah, sometimes they break, you know, but it's okay. As long as you get the picture, it's okay. You just gotta have one. It doesn't matter. It's all delicious. It really is. I've had it both ways. Scrambled with the scrambled egg over the top, and with it just dropped over the top.
It's actually not bad with the drop. So like at first I was a little squeamish about it, but just mix it into the rice. It's fine.
Honestly, it was the weirdest thing. I remember the first time, because this is definitely not what Americans are used to eating, like food like this. So I can remember very vividly the first time I ever had katsudon, and I remember just the alien like feeling of like semi-raw egg whites, and how it felt so wrong, but for some reason it was just delicious because the sauce keeps bringing you back, right? Like that sauce is the star, and it just keeps bringing you back no matter what. There's like a weird texture in there. The sauce kind of brings it all together. And that's why it's a magical dish, because it's kind of like the gateway into eating other more like challenging Japanese food, or just Asian food in general.
It is. When I first had this, what kind of threw me off was the sweetness of it. And originally when he first made this for me, he didn't think I was going to eat it because of the onions in it.
Yeah, she don't like onions very much. It did. It felt so wrong. Yeah, I was definitely not the type to be eating raw egg whites. You know, that was long before my culinary quests. It's one of the dishes that kind of inspired me, like flavor-wise, to explore Asian food as much as I did. But look, even though this one isn't as pretty, it's still pretty nice looking. I mean, that one's even nothing to slouch at. Filipino food. Yeah, that's kind of like, I haven't really gotten too deep into that stuff. You guys kind of lost me with balut. That's like I think that's the worst one. That's got to be like the gnarliest thing that they eat. It can't be any worse. Balut. What's our uptime? Yeah. That's one that I still don't prefer. Like, I get it. I get the tendon, but I still don't prefer it.
What hour and 30 minutes?
We're at an hour and 30 minutes right now. That's good.
Yeah, I've never tried Filipino food. But, I want to get that money so I can go travel, so I can go try that food.
Whoa! Alchemist. He mentioned it too. He's like, I think you should quote that one. I think you should quote that one. Yeah. All right. Put it down, walk away.
What are you doing?
Of course you can interest me in Malaysian food. Malaysian food, I've never tried it. You can't get it around here for sure. This is like the dark ages down here, but of course I want to try Malaysian food. I want to try all food.
I added his quote about adding a quote. Quote 11.
Oh, you kids. You kids and your quotes.
Yes, my quest to slowly take over your quote list is going nicely. Quote number 11.
You nerds.
Oh, it tells me who it was added by now. Okay, cool.
This Tigas is the real MVP. Seriously, I cannot put this down.
I think he's hungry, guys.
This is only like one of my favorite dishes of all time.
If you go any longer, I have to switch this over to social eating.
There you go, Alchemist. Get a little bit of the rice. Here, buddy. Here's a little bit of pork. Just for you.
Oh, yeah.
Get a nice bite of that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, baby. You saw how easy that was, guys. It's one of my favorite dishes in the world, and it's just that simple. So easy. I can bang that out in, what, 10 minutes? As long as it takes the fryer to heat up. But you don't have to use a fryer. You can use a pan. Some oil in it.
Shit. And that pork cost us, what, like under $2?
Yeah, that was $1.53, that pork. Speaking of pork, it's time to check out our pork belly, which smells like candy because of the Dr. Pepper we put in there.
That's what we'll put up there, Longwell. We'll just have a big slide that says, even I can make it, and just...
Yep.
Longwell.
Even Longwell can do it. Woo! Boys and girls.
Wait.
Oh my goodness. I did put Dr. Pepper in the pork belly, man. Look at it. Oh yeah, Alchemist.
Hey, Alchemist. Take it.
Call me
Take
later. She just doesn't understand.
I'm just messing. That's okay. I keep telling him, to go get me some money.
She's trying to like sell me out to gay prostitution. It's the worst. She's the worst. All right. I'm gonna pop this out because it looks delicious right now, guys. It looks awesome. Problem is, it's still pretty tough because it's a thick piece of meat. So I'm actually gonna slice it and then pop it back in here and finish it that way. Oh yeah. Unbelievable. It does. It's got 24 flavors, man. And they're all delicious on pork. They're all delicious on pork. Tikas is dying.
I inhaled an onion.
Tikas inhaled an onion. This is why she hates the onion race. They've tried to kill her on several occasions. So actually, it's not as tough as you think it is. You see how quickly I cut through that. It's not like a tough piece of meat by any means, but I definitely want it to be like succulent and like falling apart. So I'm gonna pull it back in there.
Secret ingredient.
What? Just because we listen to Cali Buds all the time doesn't mean.
Alchemist, I thought I'd try something different. What can I say?
Rock and roll. Sago worms.
Sago worms?
Yeah. You know what?
What? Wait a
Bring
minute.
it on. Bring it on.
Wait a minute.
See, Tikas is out. She's like.
I never said I was out.
She's got her hand over the button.
I'm trying to figure out if she's being sarcastic or not because I have no clue what's... I can't even pronounce that word.
Sago worms?
No, the four delicacies.
Sarawakian.
Sarawakian?
Google it. Sarawakian, I believe, is the
But I'm
the
too
term.
busy inhaling onions.
She can't inhale onions and Google at the same time.
I've eaten a worm before. It's not that bad. Actually, it was pretty gross, but whatever. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
That does look delicious.
Take that reduced Dr. Peppery sweet sauce.
God, where's Will? Like, I figured that, like, you should have put, like, Dr. Pepper in the title and he would have, like, magically shown up.
Alright, so we're going to pop that back in the oven. Top off. So pop her back in. let that work. But I'm sure you guys can see where that one's going already. I'm pretty happy with where it's at. Sarawak, Malaysia.
Weird city. You know what? We were having fun earlier today with Google Earth. Let's have more fun.
You're gonna Google Earth it.
I'm gonna Google Earth Mary City.
All right. So, all of our big things are working dutifully. I'm gonna need a pot with some water in it for us to boil our noodles.
IPC!
What up, IPC? There's my guy.
Are you over to the stove now?
Yep.
Okay.
Just right before you got in here, right before we started, we went to the post office and we sent off some cookies. They're going to be headed your way very quickly. They're fresh. Deacon spent hours making fresh ones for you, because we don't want to give you a couple day old cookies. Not for IPC. No way. He's got to have fresh cookies. And they're headed your way, my friend. What are you doing? What are you doing, nerd? He's being a huge nerd today. I'm sure they'll arrive broken. It's alright. They're still delicious.
The post office lady told us that it might take like a week to get to you because apparently California has really slow mail.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about California.
Like, we sent cookies to Dr. Jones, and he got them in like 2 days, and she was all like, he might get these on Tuesday because of the holiday. I'm like, he'll have them by like Thursday. And she's like, no, it's California. What?
So, these are enoki mushrooms, and they're super cool. They grow in a little bunch, a bundle.
Oh my gosh, she's looking.
Longwell got them on Christmas Day. That's awesome. So they're a very delicate mushroom, though. So I want to be extra careful not to abuse them. Look at that. Aren't they amazing? Super long stems, super delicate. We'll cut off the end of them, and we're going to use those for plating when we actually end up finishing the ramen. So we already have our green onions. We got our pork working. Oh, we got to do eggs, guys.
Aw, that's sad. I said you gotta return the gift. That sucks when that happens. And that's why I always make sure to wrap all my shit in bubble wrap.
Yeah. Blame the post office. Burn them.
Brittany. You know, we're speaking of California and IPC pops in.
Mm-hmm.
We start speaking of the post office and Brittany pops in.
Guys, if you have never had katsudon before, get some in your life. If you're a vegetarian, I feel bad for you, son.
Oh my god, seriously? Brittany? She says that we had someone ship oil the other day and it busted and we had to return 50 plus packages back to sender.
Oh, bummer.
Dude, I'd be so mad.
My goodness.
What kind of oil was he trying to ship?
I know, right? Suspect.
Oh, that sucks. It came from like India or something.
Indian oil.
Oh. Crazy.
Oh, it was probably like patchouli or something.
Make the post office smell like sage.
Well, I guess that's nice. This is kamaboko. Kamaboko is a... Well, it says it right there. Red kamaboko. It's a steamed fish cake. They're ready to eat. These ones were frozen. They come with a neato little chopping block on the bottom of it.
I hate the smell of sage. Yes, I did find your city, Maryland. That's why he's calling me a big nerd, because I'm like staring at a huge monitor with my mouth open like, ah! Like, hold on, it'd probably be better if I just show you, right? I'm basically looking at it like this, like looking around. Like a dork.
Yep, she's a bit of a dork. I'm gonna drop the temperature of the oven now to like 275, just to let that stuff chill. I think the thing that attracts me the most to ramen is the artistry of it, the placement of everything, and how it looks, and how it smells, and how it tastes, and it's amazing. But yeah, the placement and the artistry in the bowl is it's the best. Dork Thekus, yeah, we need to get one. That's the next one.
That's just... Damn it. That's just like real life Thekus, okay? That's an all the time thing. We don't need an emo.
Everyday.
You know, like... No.
Everyday Thekus.
Yeah, it's like everyday Thekus. I'm a giant dork. Should it look like a paintbrush? We absolutely do need an emote, says Alchemist. Careful, Alchemist, I control the quote list.
I'll erase 4 of your quotes like that, son.
I'm just messing. I'm just kidding. How could anyone not like? Quote 11. You know, like bristles in a paintbrush.
I think my favorite's quote 2, I think it is. Is it quote 2?
IPC said, I just pop it in hot water and boil.
Nani?
Your titty streamers?
Yeah, that's a good one. I like the step on glass one. That's a good one. All right, guys. Water's starting to boil. Once it does, I'm going to gently add the eggs in there. And so a coddled egg, which is slightly below soft boiled. Soft boiled takes 6 minutes. So since we're not going to do soft boiled, we're going to go a little bit under that. We're actually going to set it for 5 minutes. That should be enough to set the egg white, but it'll keep the egg yolk completely running. Dry hit from my vape. Gross. That's the worst.
Oh, bro.
How do you like that burning cotton, bro?
Bro. Sorry. We.
Big niche, bro. So the broth we can serve right now. The longer it sits, obviously, the more deep and complex it's going to get. So this is on boil now, which is awesome. We're going to take it and we're going to drop it down in there with an egg, or with a spoon. Duh.
Drop the egg with an egg.
So we're going to just drop it in with a spoon because we don't want to crack the egg at all. At this level, while it's boiling like this, if it even had the smallest crack, it would just crack wide open and be useless. All right, now we need a timer down. 5 minutes.
Got it.
Thigas is putting a timer on for 5 minutes.
Timer set for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Ooh. See, there it goes. She popped. We had one egg blow out.
It's just like a race.
It's not pouring out though, so it's not going to make a huge mess at least.
For a runny yolk.
So, okay, so six minutes. 6 minutes is soft boil. That means the whites are completely set up, but the yolk is only half set up. Like right in the middle, it'll be runny. So 4.5 is going to be basically coddled. That basically means that just the white is set up, but the yolk in the middle shouldn't be cooked at all. Dude, enjoy that. Mama San's probably my favorite brand right now. They are really good. The honeydew one kind of kills coils a little bit, but yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to make a little quick sauce here. Make a real quick sauce out of dark soy. Superior dark soy sauce. A tiny bit of Stubbs liquid smoke. Hickory. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce. And a little bit of soy. Regular, good old-fashioned soy. All right, so I'm gonna take some bamboo shoots. Open those up. Add a little bit of the sauce in there, just a splash. Kind of mix them up. And that's going to add an interesting flavor to the otherwise fairly bland bamboo shoots. That's going to be one of our garnishes. Well, that's going to be good. You got Maryland DMing you. Apparently that's where it goes down.
It didn't find the location. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. That's why. What just happened?
Knock 11.
Knock 11 is now following.
Thank you for the follow. Knock 11.
Now we get to see Kiba.
Yep.
Kiba.
That's my corgi.
You pull it, pull your inks.
All right. Now, if I leave them in hot water, of course they're going to continue to cook. That's not what I want. So I'm going to jet them with cold water. I'm going to allow those two to mix together, because if I just instantly were to add like ice water or cold water or drain it out, there's a good chance that my eggs could bust. So I'm going to allow them to, the two different waters to kind of mix together, and the warm water will eventually run out of it. And then I'll just continue to run cold water on it. I'm just gonna finish it with a splash of vinegar on the outside. Now, it's an old wives' tale, and I'm not sure that it works. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but I still do it anyway. Supposedly, if you boil them in a little bit of vinegar or add a little bit of vinegar afterwards, the shells are easier to take off. I'm not 100% sure if that works, but I've always done it that way because that's the way I was taught. Yeah, they would. I don't know anything about that. Pyrex? What's a Pyrex? What up, James Tolson?
Oh my gosh!
It's good to see you, man.
Well, I wonder who that could be.
It's our good friend James Tolson.
James, nice of you to join us. I'm doing great, James. We're doing great, actually. We just finished some katsudon, and he's working on ramen right now. He's pulling out the pork belly. He's gonna put that up onto the stove, so see it.
I don't get much better than that, folks.
Yes. 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 James here. James is a good buddy of mine who does a lot of good work.
There is our delicious Dr. Pepper pork belly. Yeah. That's done. That's ready. I wish I could, Alchemist. But you're living down there. Down there in the land of the hatch chili. There's plenty of good food down there, man.
Yeah.
Texas. Look at all that seaweed. All that kelp. It's giving us all of the flavor. All of its flavor.
Oh.
Dr. Pepper, man. Now we got all those flavors right on our pork belly. Right, I'm gonna go over here and try to...
Andrea Michaela?
What?
Obviously they know us.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello, Andrew. Alright. Try and peel these eggs without messing them up.
Andy! Hey!
Oh, it's Andy.
Hey, how's it going? I haven't seen you in forever.
Oh yeah. I can already feel that this egg is like perfect. Exactly how I want it, but the difficult part is going to be to get the egg yolk off with it barely cooked like this without breaking the egg. So you got to be very gentle with it. Just taking off little pieces at a time. Woo!
How's it going over there?
This is delicate work, man. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh no! Oh.
So hello to everyone again who came into the chat.
Yes, welcome. Oh no.
So why don't you tell them what you're doing right now?
Alright. So what I'm doing is that sauce that we made that we're gonna actually... Oh jeez. That egg is like... Whew. Okay, so what we're gonna do, what I'm doing right now is that sauce that we made, that I put onto the bamboo shoots. It's a smoky, like a salty mixture.
Move the cutting board up so you can, yeah.
It's a
They can't see the
smoky,
sauce.
salty mixture of dark soy sauce and hickory smoke and things like that. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna roll the egg in there so that it gets some of that flavor and also some of the color. Well, the thing is, these eggs are, well, they're done perfectly, but it's really hard to peel the egg off. It takes patience, which you know, some days are in short supply for me. I've never personally used purple sweet potatoes, but I'd like to.
Oh!
James Tolson subscribed! Hooray!
Thanks for the subscription, James.
Thank you, James.
And if you haven't figured out that that gift right there is from yours truly.
That's amazing. Thank you so much, James. Welcome to the agency.
The thickest tumble, yes, the thickest tumble. Now, James, that means that you are an official agent of the agency.
That affords you secret passage into the Discord channel. Not that I don't think you'd be too interested in that, but in any case, as a member, you are allowed to go in there into the secret channel.
I'm working on the secret decoder ring.
Yay! So that kind of is gonna that sauce is gonna dye the egg a little bit, which is it's gonna look nice when we go to put it inside of our ramen. What if you made purple sweet potato and orange sweet potato dish for Halloween this coming year? That's a pretty good idea. Sounds like something we might be able to do. Meat boy.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably, well, let's see, probably a year from now. And you know, in October, we've been doing this for a while. We'll probably have all of those crazy, like, Halloween themed and, you know, all the holiday stuff, because let's be honest, as streamers, it just gives us an excuse to do something different.
Plus, you know, but we're gonna need like at least.
James, we actually did some fried chicken the other day.
Yeah, we did that.
We did fried chicken.
But you know what? James Tolson's fried chicken. That's a different story. James Tolson can make some fried chicken, man. Perfection every time. It's amazing. So we might have James Tolson come in and show us how to make his signature fried chicken.
You know what he's doing right now? Sitting there, be like, oh no. I don't know about all that. Ah.
That's a pretty good. That's pretty good James. That's pretty good, James. Sounds like you've been doing that before.
I love James. James, very, very, very dear friend of mine.
The last piece of the egg is always the hardest to get. It's weird.
See, exactly. I don't know about all that.
I don't know about all that.
James is like, I'll sit there while you cook the fried chicken and eat it.
James has cooked fried chicken in this kitchen. He's done it before. I mean, they were chicken wings, but still, it was fried chicken.
Hey, James, now that you have also subscribed, you have access to the emote that I just dropped into the chat.
Oh yeah.
Which is Adam.
You can drop that emote anywhere you want now.
Yeah, any Twitch channel that you go to, you can drop that emote. And you should, because it's Adam's face.
It is my face.
And it's amazing.
Alright guys, last egg, I promise. I'm doing so good. I haven't broke one yet. So we're doing well. One of them came out a little ugly, but... You can see that dark soy. The dark soy is the main culprit here. The main culprit, excuse me. But it actually dyes our eggs that beautiful golden color.
Leave the ugly egg alone. It's still tasty on the inside. There we go. Yeah.
Thick boy. All right. So we are getting extremely close. We have some aji kimchi, which is not actually kimchi, but it is marinated or pickled vegetables. This is cucumber and daikon radish. That's gonna be another thing we put in there. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to move this and we're going to drain out our stock, or at least a little bit of it so we can use it. What was that for? I can't fucking remember. I don't remember what that other pot was for.
You forgot what you were doing. Typical op. Always forget what he's doing. Actually, not really. He never really forgets what he's doing.
It's different. It's weird. It's a different thing. Cooking at home and cooking at work, they're just so separate from me. Like at work, it's like serious. Over here, it's just, just having fun. So I'm going to actually strain out some of the dashi. I don't know if I have space to do it all. Oh, hell yeah. All you got to do is, you'll look up there at the top of your screen, James, and there's a thing that says search, and you just type in Bob Ross and it'll take you right to it.
Oh yeah, Bob Ross.
24 hours of Bob Ross.
You know, James, you might even be able to come get some of this.
Oh, duh. You gotta cook the damn noodles. That's what the water was for, ladies and gentlemen.
Longwell says no. No to the Bob Ross station?
No.
Do it again.
Oh no. No. Oh no. Your biggest competition. Hey, it might sound like he's your biggest competition, right? But our good friend, our very good friend, Young Warrior, actually, they dropped in one night, the Bob Ross people, and they actually hosted him with like 700 people. So, he may be your direct competition, but he might also become your greatest ally. If you get that Bob Ross host, you're gonna go places, man. Okay, check it out, guys. Look at all the.
Alchemist says, I just watched Jim Lee do a Batman sketch in ink, then auction it off on stream. It sold for $2,000.
Jim Lee is actually my favorite comic book artist. Jim Lee is the shit. That guy's amazing. I've been called the modern Bob Ross. Long well, everybody. Everybody, if you have time and you haven't already followed him, you should go and follow Longwell Art. If you like watching artists do their thing, he's the guy to watch. Guys, time is marching on. We're getting ever closer to making that first bowl of ramen. Ramen, much like all the other Japanese food, is about preparation. Alchemist watches Longwell. So you just go and you click on his name, and it should take you to his page, and you just click follow on his page. Or you can actually click on that link that she just shouted out there. It says you can check out Longwell Art. You click on that link, and then up in the corner it'll have a little heart. And you click on that heart and it'll turn green when you follow it. Alchemist is also a streamer, and he streams video games. The ones I've seen him play are retro, but I'm sure he does other things too. He's a gamer, and a pretty darn good one. Alright, we're just waiting on this water to get boiling. A good roiling boil. And then we're going to drop the noodles in. I need your bowl.
You need my what now?
I need your bowl.
My bowl?
Your bowl?
Which bowl?
Your dragon bowl.
Oh, that bowl.
Nerd. You done eating?
Huh?
You
Yeah.
done eating? You want some rest? No?
No, I'm good.
I'm so wasted that my teammates told me.
Well, that took me all over the place. Welcome back, James.
He ain't trying to explore right now.
He's trying to get that ramen.
Mmm. All right. Let me introduce you guys to the noodles that we're going to be using.
You might come over if we have some cereal, James. He's making some awesome ramen. And you want cereal? I mean, I've got cereal.
Sounds like James. No, you
Always
don't.
got cereal for you, James.
I ate it last night. What?
Oh, we're just messing with you, James.
What the hell?
What you do now?
Well, I'm a blind old man, so...
Did you buy the wrong noodle?
I did buy the wrong noodle. So I bought the wrong noodles, guys. We're gonna have flat noodles in our ramen.
I don't have Fruity Pebbles, James. I have some Cheerios and about 5 pounds of sugar. You can put some sugar on the Cheerios.
All we got is Cheerios.
No. I mean, I love all those cereals, but I love Cheerios.
Yeah, apparently I bought the wrong ones, so we're gonna have some flat ramen. They are the exact same kind of noodle, they're just not circular. My day usually consists, guys, of running around a half an hour before the show, trying to gather up everything and get in here before the time goes off. So yeah, I kind of overlooked that. So, the perfect ramen cooks in about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. They're good noodles. They definitely are. And they're not going to affect the flavor whatsoever. But they won't be a traditional round noodle. And that's okay.
Longwell, just drop the subject. And I say that only because he and I have gotten into one too many arguments over this exact thing.
You know, someday, Longwell, someday, I'm going to get to a point where I have all the time in the world to do my stream. But right now, being a working chef, working at least 40 hours, and then also doing this for another 40 to 60 hours a month, I don't always have time to do those things. That's definitely what should be done. That's definitely what we should do. But we don't always have time. These flat-ass noodles. Gonna ruin my damn plating.
He drives me insane, you guys, with his lack of preparation sometimes. Back over to the flat noodles.
Don't be on Thinkers' side. Don't do it. Where is that? Yeah, damn. I guess this will do.
I guess I'm your Alfred.
You are. Hey man, I agree. Don't get me wrong, I agree wholeheartedly with Tikas. But I gotta have some me time.
Yeah, graceful. That'll be written on my tombstone, that's for sure. Here lies Thekus. She was super graceful.
Super graceful. Alright. right, heathens. The noodles are cooked. The flat ass noodles are cooked. Flat ass noodles.
Yeah, no, that video is fantastic.
Flat ass.
Yeah, that is a good kappa.
Well, that pisses me off.
Well, what'd you do this time?
Oh, those flat noodles, they're just bothering me. They look terrible.
You know what really grinds my gears?
Wait a minute. Oh no, never mind.
Oh no!
This isn't a normal house, so we actually don't have instant ramen anywhere in the house.
Actually, no, you're right, we don't.
We could have used instant ramen noodles. They might have been alright, but oh well. Oh no.
James Simpsons! Actually Family Guy!
Oh no.
Oh no!
That's Alan's dog. I know. That guy's the best. Not Zeus. That's Alan's dog. I know.
I always think of Mayor B. It's Mayor B.
I love the one where he's a bee.
Yeah.
And he comes up to the guy and he's like, "Hey, how y'all doing? I'm a bee. I'm gonna sting you." No, I'm just kidding.
Zeus.
Is that Zeus? I know.
Oh.
That's Alan's dog. Okay. So then we got the noodle. We're gonna take a little bit of the red miso paste. Pop it right in there. This is what's gonna make what's gonna make the whole dish salty. We're just gonna leave that right there on the corner, and then we're gonna pour the broth onto it.
I should be stupid. Thanks, guys. But you want to be here instead.
Of course you want to be here.
What is our uptime currently? 2 hours and 28 minutes.
2 hours and 28 minutes. There we go. Wu-Tang. All right, then we take our chopsticks, the hashi,
Are you quote 1 or 2? Quote 2, yeah?
I'm quote 2.
You're quote 2.
It's coming, Knock. It's coming.
Ramen's not even done yet.
Thank you, sir. Of course he's savage. This is Twitch, man. This is the internet.
It's the land of savages.
Land of savages.
Bear Grylls says, don't doubt Op's ramen skills.
Bear Grylls knows.
What's up, Bear Grylls? The man with no screen name says, I knew I followed the right channel when I heard Wu-Tang Clan playing.
Wu-Tang, kill the bees. Ain't nothing to fuck with. I need some more heat on this. I mean, it's still kicking, but it hasn't been the same since. I think Kendrick's still alright. I don't know about his new track, but there's some people still carrying the torch. Fish. Let's put you here. I don't want to put more fish. I want to put some big ass chunks. Oh yeah, them fish cakes, they are. But I'd rather put some big ass chunks of pork belly on there though.
We didn't cook the pork belly for nothing. Dr. Jones is now hosting.
Oh, thank you very much, Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones always back in time.
He does always come back in time for the play-up. He knows.
Dr. Jones! James, you could come over and get some. Just a thought. Just a thought, bro.
Right. So that's pretty much done. What I'm going to do, though, is I took a long time to plate it because I was trying to be fancy about it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually heat the broth up to boiling over here. And I'm going to ladle in just a little bit more to help to cook some of the product in there. Because the fish cakes, while they're completely edible right now, they're not exactly as soft as you'd like them to be.
Dr. Jones says he could smell it. Alchemist says I must go away and get ready for the stream.
Alright, Alchemist.
Bear Grylls would like to know where you got that kamaboko? I can't pronounce that.
So I got the kamaboko over there at Soria on 4th Plane. And it was in the frozen section. Like all the way in the back. We were going to go to Wajimaya today, but it's so far away. And then there was like traffic even getting out of town. So it's a good thing because we never would have made it back in time. Oh, for sure, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going to ladle it in real nice. You got what I need. That's sure. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Bear Grylls. That's where it is. So I got plenty of broth left. So I can freeze that broth, and anytime I want ramen, I can literally just heat up the broth, drop the noodles in, add whatever toppings I want, and good to go. I know that, knock. I got some skills. Nice. Yeah, it's fun getting into those Asian markets, man. I could stay there all day looking through all that stuff. Ready to eat things?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I suppose.
I suppose I could eat some of this food.
Alright, so that broth is pretty much boiling. I'm going to drop it right on the gnocchi. And you can see the gnocchi just relaxed right away with that hot broth and just like instantly cooked. That's gross, man. You gotta do them eggs right.
What happened?
Oh, we're just
the hard-boiled egg thing coming?
Not just talking about hard-boiling eggs.
Yeah. Do you know where I can buy duck fat at, says Bear Grylls.
I don't know about that one.
Was there not duck fat at the...
Let's get a picture of that guy.
And send it over to Maryland.
So Maryland can see it. Snoop Doggy Dog. Need to get a jobby job.
I know, I just love that.
Yeah, I don't know about duck fat, buddy. You might have to render that out yourself. Akamiso ramen. Share.
Ask for Marilyn and she comes.
Uterang. All right, guys, we're done. We're ready to eat. Oh, I'm putting the picture of the ramen up on there so you can see it on Instagram. We're trying extra hard to make sure that we keep up with our Instagram.
Man, you know, this is the Pacific Northwest. Somebody's got to sell duck fat. But not all the Asian shops have all the fats.
All right, Vegas. Two big bowls of ramen.
Bear Grylls would like to know what you use for the base.
So I actually, Bear Grylls, you can go back on the VOD later, but I actually made my own dashi from scratch. I use the katsuobushi, shiitake mushrooms, well, lots of stuff, leeks. But yeah, I use all different kinds of stuff, so yeah. But you can actually go back after we're done with this show. You can actually go back and click on the. You can actually click on the videos tab right after this show, and it'll pop up and it'll show you, so you can watch the whole thing over again if you like. And we have like a pretty fair instruction on how to make a good dashi broth. So yeah. What's up?
Looking for my spoon.
Oh, your spoon.
Where'd my spoon go?
It's right here.
Oh, no, right here.
Okay.
Lawless!
What up, Lawless Glory? What's going on? We just finished the ramen. Oh, we just started grubbing. We ain't grubbing yet.
Yeah.
Did we show you? We gotta show Lawless.
Yeah, like, let's switch it.
I'm gonna show Lawless.
Yeah.
This is what we were working on today.
Let me get over there. Put it down a little.
So that's what we were working on today. Unfortunately, we got the wrong noodle. We got the wrong noodles today, so they're flat instead of round. That's okay. All of the flavors are correct.
Arg, what a face. My face or his face?
First, I gotta taste this fucking big piece of
Pork belly? Yeah, I know, that's what I'm like. Pork belly. Lawless. I know, speaking of which, Lawless, we need to plan.
What happened?
Oh my god, what just happened? Bear Grylls just subscribed!
What's up?
Thank you.
Bear Grylls subscribing. That's amazing. Welcome to the agency. Bear Grylls has been an agent for a while though. It's just making it official. And knock 11. I want to personally welcome you to the stream. And this is just a little taste of what we do. Your operative cooks all different kinds of food. Ramen was just one of them today. Who knows what we'll be doing on the next one. Yeah, that's the graceful one.
Oh, it is pretty dank, Lawless. He made the stock from scratch. We did the pork belly. We, roasted that up. These beautiful, look at these beautiful eggs. I don't even want to eat this. It's so pretty. To help me pay for all the Twitch subs fundraiser.
I know, right?
Longwell, we know what you mean, man.
Oh yeah, that's kind of what I try to go for. I want to help teach people that this food isn't so hard to make.
Marilyn, you couldn't see it before because he didn't post anything before.
No, I put it on a story. I think that was the problem.
Oh, is that
For some reason, Marilyn couldn't see my story.
Oh.
But here's the thing. Longwell, it said that Marilyn had actually seen the post, even though she hadn't. So I have no idea what was going on with that. Thick. Oh yeah. See who's on tonight. The Alchemist and MCB. J-Bang.
That's your list. That's my list.
Ivory John Grimm is on. John Grimm don't need our help. Yeah. I think we should either do Alchemist or J-Bang. Which I don't even have on here yet.
Who?
Aaron J-Bang.
Oh, I don't have that one on mine.
Get you a second dinner. What about second breakfast?
No second breakfast.
What about 11 C's? good though. You guys should be hungry to try these things out because they're easy. All right, it's time for us to spread the love on to another streamer. Let's spread the love to another streamer, and I think we're gonna go with Alchemist. Alchemist, his, gosh, I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with Alchemist. Alchemist supports us quite a bit here. He does video gaming. Right now, what's he playing? Tom Clancy's Recon. And we definitely appreciate all of his help. So we're going to go ahead and send you over there.
Oh, something just happened.
What happened?
I don't know, it'll pop up here in a second.
Silent Man with the follow. Thank you very much.
Hello, Silent May.
Luciferian. Cool, all right. I'm sure we'll see you around, Marilyn. That's my dog, Kiba, in the tree. Thank you very much.
Got homemade, Night Guys got homemade kimchi for you guys if you want.
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, of course. Bear Grylls. Of course we want some homemade kimchi. All right, I'll do that. I'll try that. I don't know if they made it better.
Well, yeah, do the raid. Hello, Silent May. Thank you for the follow. We are just at the end of our stream. We're actually getting ready to hop on over to one of our friends, Alchemist, who just started as a gaming streamer. And yeah.
Yeah, come catch us next time. We'll be back on Thursday.
Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Yep,
Or no, sorry, not Thursday at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sorry.
Thursday, 10 p.m.
Thursday and Friday are our late nights. I know, but I'm hungry. Well, we have plenty of videos that you can watch for sure.
Get you even hungrier.
Yes. We did all sorts of stuff. We did some holiday cookies. We've done chicken noodle soup. We've only been well, Op's been cooking. I just sit over here. I just sit over here off camera.
Thanks for watching, May. You guys are the best. All right, here we go. We got about 10 seconds left until we head over to Alchemist. Give him some love. Give him some hype.
Yeah.
Let him